boys better hold on because I'm going to have to stand on it.
Welcome back to High, Wide, and Handsome, our NASCAR racing podcast here on the Arson Brothers Network. I'm A.B. Matt Klein, as always, joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Sean Allen.
Man, it's got a lot lovelier this week. We can't see size. So.
Well, yeah,
and about to go up.
And the man who has claimed all of our views due to his beautiful face now is back only in audio form without his face. So Michael Sizemore is here, although you can't see him. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having some technical difficulties. Like that guy said last week, I'm here. I'm live. I'm not a cat.
Well, I mean, but we're going to roll right into this thing per. And guys, I say break out the roller dogs, call up the lot lizards, because Michael McDowell done went and put Love's Travel Stop in Victory Lane at the Daytona 500.
Can you say lot lizard on YouTube? I don't even know you can do that.
I think you have to say like parking reptile or something. You have to PC it up a little bit.
I think that gets conspiratorial.
The reptilians are taking over the truck stops.
Well, gotta watch them.
Hey, not as crazy as some of y'all's Daytona conspiracies and other crazy conspiracies that got pitched on this show before.
Hey, we go where the road takes us.
Well, speaking where the road takes us, man, who out there had money on the road taking Michael McDowell to Victory Lane on Sunday? They won some cash. I was looking before this, and the betting odds for McDowell to win were 66-1.
I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Matt Baker down in Grundy for turning $1.05 into $150 on Michael McDowell. Good job, dude.
That's awesome.
Dude, if you had the guts to do it, you could pull some scratch out of that one.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, having some chair issues there. All right, but yeah, what a 500 it was. What a I mean, really, the story of the day was certainly rain.
Yeah,
and
the story of the day was sitting and waiting.
It was rain and fire. It was almost like a song of fire and ice, in a way.
Yeah, there was some explosions, some tires catching on fire, then getting put out, then catching back on fire.
Yeah.
That.
Man, I'll tell you though, the rain has become a theme of the Daytona 500. Man, it just seems like that happens way more than not the last several years. And man, hey, and good for them getting it in on Sunday. But man, was I one tired guy. I'm an old man.
Yeah, I was struggling a bit on Monday. That 3 p.m. start time, questionable, we'll say. But that's what they like. But we saw, certainly before the rain came, the first big one on lap 14 with 16 cars collected, big cars, big names out there early. And then basically, well, it was under that caution is when first lightning and then rain. But so early on, Daytona being Daytona.
That's for sure, man. I don't know, and there was a lot of time for all those guys to sit and process what happened, because then we went into like a 7-hour delay or something. It was a long time.
We went into 6.5, 7.5, I don't know what it was, something like that, delay. And then we went into a single car freight train, baby. Because them boys lined up and rode all night long after that, until the end, certainly.
Yeah. It's funny to think about it. The race started with a huge wreck with big names being taken out, and then it ended with a huge wreck with big names being taken out.
That it did. And basically, and I mean, not quite literally, but almost every time someone went for a move, there was a big crash because there was not very many moves made that race. I mean, there were. I'm being exaggerative, but I mean, those guys, I don't know.
Well, if you'll recall, there's one smart guy in this trio here who says that super speedways ain't that exciting. I don't say which one it is, but it's the guy with Superman on his shirt. Let me say that. And that was a perfect. I mean, here's my thing with super speedway racing. When it's good, it's really good. You know what I mean? But when it's not, I mean, it's put me to bed. I'm just being honest, and that's kind of what was one of the reasons I was struggling with that late night was that single, like you said, Matt, that single line freight train all night long. Man, it was getting hard.
Which I think that's basically any track, to be honest.
Yeah,
they have their stinkers and their great ones, but certainly that last lap was dynamic, although dangerous. That was. I mean, the first wreck was vicious enough. We saw Byron almost getting over there, but the last lap wreck was wild. I was worried very worried for a bit for Brad, and she got out quick after all that. But Kyle Busch sat there for a bit. There was at least that moment of concern.
Yeah, because I mean, we normally have a group chat going during the races, and that's something Matt said. He's like, Kyle's still in there, and he was there for a minute, but luckily, he got out, seemed all right, walking around fine when he did get out. So the man may be my enemy, but I am happy that he was safe and nobody really got hurt in that big one there at the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And there may be somebody that hates super speedways, or at least this super speedway, as much as Sean there. And that might be Roger Penske. Because I don't think he had a car across the finish line.
No. I mean,
bless his heart.
Brad and Joey were seemingly in the catbird seat, and then that's what that will dissect that big wreck a little bit. That's what Brad got that huge run from McDowell, and Joey, being Joey, went to pull the block. Which I mean, also you can't blame him. It's the last lap of the Daytona 500. Not saying right, wrong, or the other. You just can't blame him. And the chaos ensued, and McDowell snuck through. And again, and I saw it said, even our anti-hero of this show, Denny Hamlin, said it. But McDowell was fast all night. It wasn't like really. It wasn't necessarily a fluke, and they're always fast at super speedways. I mean, granted, it is a surprise winner, but he rightfully won that race.
I mean, that front row Ford was going to have a top 10, top 5, maybe even finish if the wreck hadn't happened. I mean, he was definitely putting the pedal to the metal in that car, and they were performing pretty well that night. I mean, better than you would actually maybe expect the car to do, and then better than you would expect at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good super speedway package. They always have. Reagan comes in, usually runs, but I mean that's usually 10 to 15th range with the occasional one and occasional win. They've done it before. It's been a few years. But, yeah, pretty cool. And so they're in the playoffs now, the first team locked in, which, I mean, certainly will shake up because that will be a position that probably wouldn't have went to them, to that team. No disrespect to them by that, but it's just a fact. But they're locked in, and they've been there before recently. That 34 car, Chris Buescher, put that thing in victory lane in a rain-shortened Pocono race and made the chase a few years back. But
and another thing about it, guys, is I mean, I'm not just saying. I mean, I'm pretty much indifferent on McDowell, but I mean, what a feel good story though, man. You can see that emotion of a guy who's been in the sport for all these years and finally getting that win, and not only a win, but probably the biggest win of the year anybody's going to get, quite frankly. So, I mean, good for him, man. It's good to see things like that happen.
Yeah, it's a feel-good story. I mean, I joke with you guys about hating McDowell. I really don't hate McDowell by any means. I mean, him and Bubba had that tangle last year, and I've joked about it kind of ever since. But I've always kind of liked McDowell. He was good in some sports cars. He was good coming up, man. Had some great runs in the ARCA series, even in I think that the then called Nationwide Series, and has always been solid in Cup. And everyone you saw on social media saying he's just one of the best guys. So it's really cool to see, man. And for that whole team in general, a smaller team, to get such a huge win, just that Cinderella story. That's what sports. That's what you thrive. That's what you want.
And I mean, McDowell, he's kind of known as a road course guy. So the Daytona Road Course coming up this next week may have a pretty good showing there too. This may be a good month down in Florida for the front row team and McDowell.
Oh yeah, I agree. I expected them to be at least strong there, top 10 wise, probably anyway, just because he can wheel it around that road course for sure. And I mean, those Fords always have at least moderate to decent speed. So
yeah,
and now coming off that high of that win, who knows, man? Might have them a good season. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder, but which would be a bigger Cinderella surprising story? McDowell win the Daytona 500, or Blaney actually winning the road course? Which one?
Why you gotta be so hurtful?
Chase might have something to say about that again.
Yeah.
But speaking on, okay, if you want to get conspiratorial, I don't know why we always do this on this NASCAR show. All right, so every 10 years for the past 30 years, there's been this big Cinderella first-time winner story.
Oh, yeah?
NASCAR got the fix in every 10 years. Oh, let's pop these ratings.
Yeah, it could be. Could be trying to, keep the sport entertaining. Because what?
And I mean,
I guess 10 years ago it was my former favorite driver, Trevor Bayne, right?
T-Bane indeed in 2011, and before that in the unfortunate Daytona 500, but Michael Waltrip broke his famous winless streak. And before that, a man right here, Sterling Marlin in 1994, got his first big breakthrough in the Daytona 500.
I saw a story too, and Matt, you probably know more about it than I do, but I saw a story somewhere earlier today that McDowell was a driver or something for Trevor Bayne when he won the Daytona 500. You know anything about that? Either a RV driver, truck driver, or something? Am I crazy? Or have you read that?
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw he took a picture with T-Bane's car that's in the museum there, but no, I'm not sure about any of that.
We're just going to say you're crazy, whether you're right or not.
Well, you are crazy. There's no question about that part, regardless of the outcome of whatever that is.
Oh, Lord. I'm just ignoring y'all right now.
I don't have pictures. Sometimes I wish you didn't have sound.
Oh.
You just want to see my face?
But, yeah, a long, long day and night for a Daytona 500, guys. On a scale of 1 to 5, Richard Petty's, how do you rate this Daytona 500?
Well, there's a 1992 Atlanta Richard Petty quote that pretty much applies to this Daytona 500, and that's bring the effing fire extinguishers.
That is absolutely perfect, my friend.
So since we're rating in Petty's, I would give it a 5 just for the quote applying to the race. So 5 Petty's.
Get the fireball bringing a 5.
Yeah.
Sean, yourself.
I don't have much to add to that, but I'll say just for overall enjoyment, I'll give it about 3.5 Petties out of 5.
3.5. Slice that one dude down the middle.
Yeah.
But I'm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you're good.
3 Richards and a Kyle.
Oh man, shots getting fired everywhere. That one was for Ninja, I feel like. AB Ninja hates Kyle Petty. We'll have him. We're gonna get him on here to give his Kyle Petty story that started the hate sometimes. But I'm actually 100% with Sean on my petty scale, and that's 3.5. That's about where I was. I mean, I saw worse Daytona 500s. I certainly saw better ones. The last lap, just the excitement factor. Not that it always seems weird to say that awesome wreck, but just the excitement factor that comes from that situation certainly it is a boost. So I'm about a 3.5 as well.
If that caution light came on a little bit later, Sean probably would give it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that caution light would just been a little bit different, I'd have gave it a 6.
You get 5 Richards and a lead.
Yeah, 5 Richards, 2 Kyles. I mean,
oh goodness. But yeah, and there we have it. And it's been cool to see.
Matt, hey, real quick, I want to say something. I followed up on this. It was NASCAR on NBC. They said on that they shared the picture where Michael McDowell took the picture with the 21.
Yeah.
And they said that when Michael McDowell was starting parking, he was driving Trevor Bayne's motorhome to and from the track. So that's what I
cool.
got there.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. More to that conspiracy. You're just laying it out, brother. No, that's really awesome though. That's cool. Little connection to both of those Cinderella stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's been fun to watch him, such as taking that picture and getting his ring and his watch. You can tell he's just really soaking that in, and I mean everyone does, but it's got to be sweeter to be in that kind of situation with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't get that, but we move on to Daytona because we're never leaving Florida. At least not alive.
No. Never leave Florida alive.
Well, I mean, I was afraid that was going to be the case at the Snowball Derby a few months ago. Where a lot of people weren't going to leave alive.
Oh, they were going to leave and then take it to their communities.
Okay.
That is another story. But yeah, we're back on the road course where we saw the Busch Clash a few weeks ago and the famous Buddy Battle.
Mm-hmm. The famous Kyle Busch victory. Because if you're going to wreck somebody, you don't even win the race, apparently.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. I like the Daytona Road Course.
I am sure that you are, Chase Elliott.
I feel like it's gonna be a good weekend, boys. I don't know about y'all. Hey, there's 3 people looking forward to this: Rick Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, and me.
Oh goodness. But no, I'm looking forward to it too. Of course, we saw just recently in the Busch Clash how exciting things can get there now. Although certainly we also saw touches of how boring things can get there. Not to be that way, but let's just be fair. So that I saw they were doing they're calling it the 235, I guess. So I think that's a fair distance, though, albeit odd, of course. So because you don't want 400 or 500 miles around that thing.
Yeah.
Woo, can you imagine 400, 500 miles around there? Lord have mercy.
I'd get a nap in the middle.
You guys just watched 24 hours of people driving around that track.
I mean, I watched like 16 hours of that. You know I'm in. What am I talking about?
Oh, see, but here's the thing, though, guys. Even with that, I told Matt this. I may have told you too, Size. I'm always so confused for whatever reason during the 24 hours. And I enjoy just because I'm sitting in my own stupidity. Like, what's going on? Headlights flying at me. I'm just like, what is all this? So, I'd watch it.
Yeah, that's about what I was in. I ended up switching to drone racing on the Fox app because I didn't know what was going on.
It can get a little confusing. I understand all the classes mingled together. Once you get it figured out, you're good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, we're going to give our predictions for this upcoming race, our winning predictions.
Hey, I'll tell you what we should do, Matt. You need to go first. You're ahead in the fantasy, so I think that's how we ought to do it.
I
Yeah.
was going to say we should touch on our fantasy. Yeah, our fantasy on through the NASCAR.com. We started up a Highlight and Hansome group coming out of the 500. I'm leading, so I'll take that. And for here, and although my fantasies probably may not even end up who I pick here on it, I change it like every day, straight up. But I'm going to. It's tough to choose one. Oh, I'm knocking the camera. I'm getting all tore up over here. I mean, the on the nose answer is Chase Elliott, but I'm not going to do it just because I don't. I'm going to pick Kyle Busch. Comes back from the flash and pulls it out again.
Yeah, I guess Chase will spin somebody out in the last lap and get him the win again.
I mean, it's very possible. And then I guess Sean, I think you're ahead of size.
Everybody's ahead of me.
My dad's on there. I think he's in second at the moment. I think it was.
Well, my fantasy was looking real good to the last lap.
I feel that.
Well,
mine was a lot better until that.
Look, here's the thing. I mean, I like, excitement and shaking it up. But if Matt's going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Chase Elliott to win this race.
I mean, I can't blame you, brother.
I mean, I knew you'd probably pick first. I'd already been rolling around in my mind to other guys. But if you're going to throw it in my lap, I'm going to take it.
Oh, yeah. It's a little gift for you this week, my friends.
I appreciate you.
Anytime. And the man without a face, Michael Sizemore, who do you have, sir?
Well, if you've got a road course, you bring in a ringer, and you know the man, his name is Dinger.
Ooh.
AJ Allmendinger. The guy they pull out for every road course.
I thought Haley was in that car. No, Dinger. Haley's in the 77.
Yeah. I was going to say, Dinger was on FanDuel Sports this morning Sportsbook when I made my bets. So
nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see Dinger in that race. I'm a pretty big AJ Allmendinger fan. Actually, I always have been.
Hey, Size. Ryan Blaney'd like to have a word with you.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a cool Blaney figure.
He'd like to talk to you.
And quickly, as their time dwindles, I'll transition there. You hear our winners for the road course. But speaking of Ryan Blaney, The Crew, the new Netflix NASCAR sitcom comedy, dropped this week.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday. We're
recording yesterday.
Yeah. But Ryan Blaney in several cameos throughout that, as well as several other drivers. Guys, have you got to check any of this out so far?
I have not. I was going to watch some today, but then I took a 4-hour nap.
That's fair. I mean, I don't blame you.
To be perfectly honest, I haven't yet either, but I definitely will be. Matt knows I'm a sitcom nut. All my life, I mean, if it's a cheesy sitcom, I'm in. So I definitely want to check it out. The only thing I can't figure out is if Kevin James is starring, how is if it's called The Crew, how is it not like the entire Adam Sandler crew or the Pit Crew? You know what I mean? Where's David Spade? I mean, shouldn't he be a crew chief or something?
No, don't say his name 2 more times. He'll show up.
That's true.
But I understand that. It just dropped. It's been busy. I work from home, so I can watch stuff pretty freely as I work. I've watched the first 4 episodes now, actually.
Awesome.
We'll save it because by next week you guys will probably get to watch a few more. But I'm enjoying it certainly. that's not necessarily a testament to it's a good bad, but I also like cheesy sitcoms, so I'm not a fair judge either. But I will say it is progressively getting better. I do like to see that. Like you can, as I'm getting into it, the driver cameos and other personality cameos are really my favorite part, to see who can pull off acting a bit and who can't, because there's at least one so far who's a terrible actor. But I'll save it for next week.
It's going to be the big dog, isn't it?
We'll wait and see. We'll wait. I did see the big dog, and we're referring to Austin Dillon, the big dog, coming from an inside joke, I guess. But I did see his scene so far. I'll say that.
Well, the question everybody wants to know, Matt, is Quinn Hoff made an appearance yet? That's what I want to know.
I haven't saw Quinn. I haven't saw Derek Cope, but man, I hope so.
if they both show up, Size will give this thing an Emmy.
That's right. Definitely give it that Netflix heart.
But yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I saw today. And if you're looking for a source, don't come from me, but because I can't remember where I saw it, but it was, I know in my head at least, a valid source. Someone saying, asking someone that works within NASCAR or something, that I don't like sitcoms. Do you think there'll be any more dramas, reality type shows in production, something like that? And supposedly NASCAR has, with Netflix, is my understanding, several projects, shows, and movies in the works over the next few years even. Now, again,
cool.
I don't have that source for that, but hopefully that's true.
Hey, did either of you guys watch that Days of Thunder documentary they showed during the rain delay? Because I didn't get to see it, but one of the guys I worked with was telling me today that it was awesome. He said it was a really good documentary. I'll have to try to find it somewhere.
I think I watched it like 3 times throughout the week because they aired it so much. But
yeah,
it's excellent.
Yeah, I've seen about half of it because I saw the rain delay part of it before my son needed my attention. But what I saw of it, it was really good. And I mean, you think that story's been told so many times that you wouldn't learn anything, but there's still just so much stuff, man. That I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't realize that the beginnings of it basically happened in an Olive Garden. That just blew my mind. Yeah. So that's cool. Excuse me.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize they were actually qualifying with the cars. That Bobby Hamilton got a top 5 qualifying with the Days of Thunder car.
Oh yeah, he went down to Phoenix and led some laps during the race. NASCAR made him really put those cars in the race to film during a live race. So that's guys, we're getting low on time though, so we'll start wrapping this thing up. And it's been a good one. We're excited for the road course ahead. We'll be back, of course, next week with more of the same. You can find all the links to Arson Brothers Entertainment down in the comments, and the link to our Instagram. Trying to get that going. We got a Facebook group, which is, to be fair, not very active, but we're hoping to get it that way. Come help it out. Drop links to all that in the comments. Anything you guys got real quick?
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Warehouse Clothing Company, Princeton, West Virginia. If you're not in the area, look them up online, website. They're on, of course, they got their own website, Facebook, all that good stuff. Check them out. Lots of good stuff.
I got nothing. Next week, hopefully, y'all get to see my pretty face again.
We certainly look forward to it.
I know you do. I know all that our millions and millions of female viewers do as well.
And maybe doubt. Our male viewers, don't leave anybody.
Yeah, that's fine too. I mean,
it's all good.
Yeah, we're very, very inclusive around here.
Yeah. Yep. When you're a podcasting sex symbol, you're fine either way.
That's what they say.
Matt, please close this thing.
All right, guys, we're out. We'll be back. Subscribe to Arson Brothers Network. Lots of cool stuff coming up and other projects. We'll be back.